Lionel Messi, the footballer the world had never seen. Do you ever feel like your body is holding you back from your dreams? Like the odds are stacked against you and success seems impossible for someone like you? Let me tell you the story of a boy who was told he was too small, too weak, too fragile to ever become a professional footballer. He didn't have the perfect physique. He wasn't the tallest or the strongest. But through his passion, his determination, and his pure love for the game, he became the greatest footballer the world has ever seen. This boy is Lionel Messi, a name that has become synonymous with magic and genius on the football pitch. His story is not just about winning trophies. It's about overcoming impossible odds, believing in yourself when no one else does, and proving that greatness comes in all sizes. It's about never giving up, even when your own body seems to betray you. Today, we will walk through his incredible journey. We'll talk about his childhood in Argentina, the illness that nearly destroyed his dreams, the sacrifices his family made, and how a small boy from Rosario conquered the world. By the time you finish this story, you'll not only know Messi's life, but also feel inspired to face your own challenges. And remember, as we go along, let's learn from his resilience and determination, just like Messi believed that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The beginning, a boy who lived for football. Lionel Andres Messi was born on June 24, 1987, in Rosario, Argentina, a bustling industrial city known for producing tough, hard-working people. His family was humble. His father, Jorge Messi, worked in a steel factory managing the warehouse and often worked night shifts to provide for his family. His mother, Celia Moria Cuquitini, worked in a magnet manufacturing workshop. The Messi family wasn't wealthy. They lived in a small brick house in a working-class neighborhood. But what they lacked in money, they made up for in love and support. Lionel was the third of 4 children. He had 2 older brothers, Rodrigo and Matias, and a younger sister, Maria Sol. From the moment he could walk, Lionel had a football at his feet. Literally. His grandmother Celia, who adored him, would later say that little Leo didn't walk, he dribbled. Even as a toddler, Messi was different. While other children played with toys, Leo only wanted his football. He would sleep with it, eat with it, and spend every waking moment kicking it around the house. His mother often joked, "We had to hide the ball just to get him to eat dinner, but even then he would cry until we gave it back." This wasn't just a hobby. This was love. This was destiny. By the age of 4, Messi joined his first football team, Grandoli, a local club coached by his father. The team was made up of his cousins and neighborhood friends. But even among family, Leo stood out. He was tiny, much smaller than the other boys. But when he touched the ball, something magical happened. It was as if the ball was glued to his feet. He could dribble past older, bigger boys with ease, making them look foolish. His grandmother Celia never missed a match. She would stand on the sidelines, cheering louder than anyone else. "Leo, I'm here," she would shout, and little Messi would look over, smile, and play even harder. Tragically, when Messi was just 10 years old, his beloved grandmother passed away. It was the first real heartbreak of his young life. To this day, whenever Messi scores a goal, he points to the sky, a tribute to the woman who believed in him first. "She told me I would be a great player one day, and I promised her I would be," Messi later said. Messi's talent was undeniable. By the age of 8, he joined Newell's Old Boys, one of the most prestigious youth academies in Rosario. Playing for Newell's was a big deal. It meant you had real potential. At Newell's, he played for a team called the Machine of '87, named after their birth year. This team was legendary in youth football. They went 3 years without losing a single match, and Messi was the star. He scored nearly 500 goals during his time there. Can you imagine a child scoring 500 goals? Coaches from all over Argentina started talking about this little boy with the magical left foot. But just as Messi's star was rising, something devastating happened. The diagnosis that almost ended everything. When Messi was 10 years old, his parents noticed something was wrong. Leo wasn't growing like the other children. While his teammates were getting taller and stronger, Leo seemed to stay the same size. At first, they thought he was just a late bloomer. But as months passed and Leo remained small, his parents grew worried. They took him to doctors in Rosario, and after several tests, the diagnosis came: growth hormone deficiency. The doctor explained that Messi's body wasn't producing enough growth hormone, the hormone responsible for making children grow. Without treatment, Leo would likely remain extremely short, possibly never growing beyond 4.5 feet tall. For a footballer, height and physical strength are crucial. The doctor looked at George and Celia and said, with treatment, he can grow normally, but without it, his football career will be very difficult, maybe impossible. The treatment existed, hormone injections that Leo would need to take every single night for years. But here's the heartbreaking part. The treatment was expensive, incredibly expensive. It would cost around $1,000 per month, a fortune for the Messi family. George was working long hours at the factory, but the money simply wasn't enough. His local club, Newell's Old Boys, had initially agreed to help pay for the treatment, but as time went on, they stopped their support. Other clubs in Argentina, River Plate, and even the Argentine Football Association were approached, but everyone said the same thing: it's too expensive. It's too much of a risk. What if the treatment doesn't work? What if he never grows tall enough? Imagine being a child with an extraordinary gift and being told that your own body and the lack of money would stop you from pursuing your dream. Leo was heartbroken. His father was desperate. They couldn't afford to continue the treatment on their own. The injections were painful. Leo had to inject himself in his legs every single night before bed, but he never complained. I knew it was my only chance, Messi later recalled. If I didn't do it, I wouldn't grow. And if I didn't grow, I couldn't play football. So I did it every night without fail. This moment teaches us something powerful. Sometimes the biggest obstacles in life aren't external, they're internal. They're the limitations we're born with, the circumstances we can't control. But what matters is how we respond. Messi could have given up. He could have said, "It's not fair," and walked away from football. But instead, at just 11 years old, he made a choice. He chose to fight. The journey to Barcelona, a leap of faith. While the Messi family was struggling in Argentina, word of Leo's talent had spread beyond Rosario. A football agent who had seen Messi play contacted FC Barcelona, one of the biggest football clubs in the world. Barcelona had a legendary youth academy called La Masia, known for developing some of the greatest players in history. The agent told Barcelona, "You need to see this boy. He's special." Barcelona scouts were skeptical. They had heard about talented young players before, and most of them didn't pan out, but they agreed to give Messi a trial. In September 2000, when Messi was just 13 years old, he and his father Jorge traveled to Barcelona, Spain. For Leo, it was overwhelming. He had never left Argentina before. He didn't speak Spanish the way they spoke it in Spain, and he was incredibly shy. But when he stepped onto the training pitch of Barcelona, everything changed. The coaches watched in amazement as this tiny Argentine boy dribbled past older players, juggled the ball with impossible control, and scored goals that defied logic. Carlos Rexach, Barcelona's sporting director at the time, was so impressed that he didn't want to waste any time. He grabbed a napkin, yes, a paper napkin, and wrote, "We agreed to sign the player Lionel Messi, provided we can reach agreement with his parents." That napkin is now a famous piece of football history. But there was a catch. Barcelona would only sign Messi if they agreed to pay for his medical treatment. The club would cover the $1,000 per month for his hormone injections, but in return, the Messi family would have to move to Spain. This was an enormous decision. Jorge would have to leave his job in Argentina. Celia and the rest of the family would have to uproot their lives and move to a foreign country where they didn't know anyone. Leo would have to leave behind everything he knew, his friends, his school, his extended family. It was a massive gamble. One evening, Jorge sat down with Leo and said, "Son, this is your dream, but it's not going to be easy. We'll be far from home in a new country. If we do this, we do it together. Are you ready?" Leo looked at his father and said, "I'm ready." In February 2001, the Messi family moved to Barcelona. It was one of the hardest periods of Leo's life. He was homesick. He missed his friends, his cousins, the streets of Rosario where he used to play football until dark. At school, he struggled to make friends because he was so shy, and his Argentine accent made him stand out. His mother, Celia, found it so difficult to adjust that after a few months, she returned to Argentina with Leo's siblings, leaving Leo and Jorge alone in Barcelona. Imagine being 13 years old in a foreign country with only your father, living in a small apartment far from everyone you love. But Leo had his football, and his father had unwavering belief. Every day, Jorge would take Leo to training, watch him practice, and remind him why they had come. "You're here because you're special, son. Don't ever forget that." Slowly, Leo began to adapt. At La Masia, he was surrounded by other talented young players. But even among the best, Leo was different. His dribbling was mesmerizing, his vision was incredible, and his ability to score goals was almost supernatural. His coaches at Barcelona quickly realized they had something truly special. One coach said, "Watching Messi play is like watching Mozart compose music. It's not just skill, it's art." Rising through the ranks, from boy to prodigy, Messi progressed through Barcelona's youth teams at an astonishing rate. He played for the under-14s, then the under-15s, then the under-16s. Each step up meant tougher competition, older players, and higher expectations. But Messi never struggled. He thrived. What made Messi different from other talented players? His football IQ. While other players relied on strength or speed, Messi understood the game on a deeper level. He could see passes that others couldn't. He knew where defenders would move before they moved. He played football like a chess master, thinking 3 steps ahead. By the age of 16, Messi was training with Barcelona's B team, competing against men, some of whom were in their 20s. The physical difference was obvious. Messi was still small, still boyish, but on the pitch, none of that mattered. In 2003, Barcelona's first-team coach, Frank Rijkaard, was watching a training session when he saw Messi play. Rijkaard was stunned. He immediately called Messi over and said, "You're training with the first team from now on." Messi couldn't believe it. The first team meant training alongside Ronaldinho, one of the greatest players in the world at that time. It meant being in the same locker room as Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, legends of the game. Ronaldinho took Messi under his wing immediately. He saw something special in the quiet teenager from Argentina. Ronaldinho would later say, "When I first saw Messi, I told everyone, this boy is going to be better than me." People laughed, but I was serious. On October 16, 2004, Messi made his official debut for Barcelona's first team in a match against Espanyol. He was just 17 years old. He came on as a substitute in the 82nd minute, and even though he only played for a few minutes, the crowd could sense something special was happening. When the match ended, Messi walked off the pitch with tears in his eyes. His father, Jorge, was in the stands, crying too. They had done it. Against all odds, the boy who was told he was too small had just played for one of the biggest clubs in the world. But this was just the beginning. On May 1st, 2005, Messi scored his first goal for Barcelona. It was assisted by Ronaldinho, who chipped the ball perfectly for Messi to score. The stadium erupted. Ronaldinho ran to Messi and lifted him into the air, celebrating like a proud older brother. "That goal was special," Messi later said, "because it proved I belonged." Messi's early years at Barcelona were magical. He was young, fearless, and hungry to prove himself. He played with a joy and freedom that captivated fans. Every time he touched the ball, something extraordinary could happen. But success didn't come without challenges. Messi struggled with injuries. His body, still recovering from years of hormone treatment, was fragile. He suffered muscle tears, hamstring problems, and ankle injuries. Some people whispered, maybe he's too delicate. Maybe his body can't handle professional football. But Messi refused to let injuries define him. Every time he got hurt, he came back stronger, more determined. He worked with physiotherapists, trained harder, and learned how to protect his body. One of Messi's early coaches said, "Leo's secret is his mental strength. Physically, he's had so many setbacks, but mentally, he's unbreakable." Becoming the best, the Guardiola era. In 2008, Barcelona appointed a new head coach, Pep Guardiola, a former Barcelona player who understood the club's philosophy of beautiful, attacking football. Guardiola had watched Messi grow up at La Masia, and he had a clear vision. Messi would be the center of everything. When Guardiola took over, he called Messi into his office and said, "Leo, I'm going to build this team around you. You're going to play as a false nine, a position where you drop deep, create space, and link up with the midfield. But I need you to be the leader. Are you ready?" Messi nodded. What followed was the most dominant period in Barcelona's history, and arguably the greatest individual performances in football history. In the 2008-2009 season, Barcelona won everything: the Liga title, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. This treble was historic, and Messi was at the heart of all of it. He scored 38 goals that season, including a stunning header in the Champions League final against Manchester United. People couldn't believe it. Messi, the player known for his feet, had scored with his head in the biggest match of the season. When the match ended, Messi said, "This is what I dreamed of as a kid, holding the Champions League trophy. But I want more. I want to win it again and again." And he did. In 2009, Messi won his first Ballon d'Or, the award given to the best player in the world. He was 22 years old. When he stood on stage to accept the award, he looked almost embarrassed by the attention. He gave a shy speech, thanking his family, his teammates, and Barcelona. But what made this moment special was what Messi did next. He dedicated the award to his late grandmother, Celia. "This is for you, Abuela," he whispered, looking up at the sky. Between 2009 and 2012, Messi won 4 consecutive Ballon d'Or awards, something no player had ever done before. He was unstoppable. He scored 73 goals in the 2011-2012 season, breaking records that people thought were impossible. Defenders tried everything to stop him. They fouled him, double-teamed him, even triple-teamed him. But nothing worked. Messi would glide past them as if they weren't there. One of the most iconic moments of Messi's career came in 2015 in the Copa del Rey final against Athletic Bilbao. Messi picked up the ball near the halfway line and ran. He ran past one defender, then another, then another. By the time he reached the goal, he had dribbled past almost the entire team and slotted the ball into the net calmly. The commentator screamed, "This is not human. This is from another planet." Even Messi, the greatest rival, Cristiano Ronaldo, who competed with him for every trophy and individual award, admitted that Messi is an incredible player. We push each other to be better, but people often ask who is better. Honestly, we are different players, but both special. The rivalry between Messi and Ronaldo defined an era of football. For over a decade, they were the 2 best players in the world, and their competition brought out the best in both of them. But Messi never cared about comparisons. He said, "I don't play football to be better than someone else. I play because I love it." The World Cup dream, heartbreak, and redemption. Despite all of Messi's success with Barcelona, there was one trophy that eluded him: the FIFA World Cup. The World Cup is the ultimate prize in football, the dream of every player who has ever kicked a ball. And for Messi, it became an obsession. Argentina had won the World Cup twice before, in 1978 and in 1986. The 1986 victory was led by Darien Maradona, a man many considered the greatest footballer of all time. Maradona was Argentine, and his shadow loomed large over Messi's career. People constantly compared them. They asked, can Messi ever be as great as Maradona? And the answer always came back to one question: can he win a World Cup? Messi first played in a World Cup in 2006 when he was just 28 years old. Argentina had a strong team, but they were eliminated in the quarterfinals. In 2010, Messi played well, but Argentina lost in the quarterfinals again. In 2014, everything changed. Messi was now 27 years old, at the peak of his powers, and he carried Argentina to the World Cup final. They faced Germany in the final match, held in Brazil. The match was tense, exhausting. Neither team could score in regular time. In extra time, Germany scored and Argentina lost 1-0. Messi stood on the pitch, devastated, his hands on his knees, tears streaming down his face. He had come so close. The image of Messi holding the silver medal for second place, his eyes empty and heartbroken, became one of the most painful moments in football history. After the match, Messi said, "This was our chance, and we lost it. I don't know if I'll ever get another opportunity like this." Critics attacked him. They said, "Messi can't perform under pressure. He's great for Barcelona, but he can't win for Argentina. He'll never be better than Maradona." These words hurt, but Messi kept going. In 2018, Argentina went to another World Cup, but the team struggled. They barely made it out of the group stage and were eliminated in the round of 16 by France. Messi was blamed again. After the tournament, Messi made a shocking announcement. He was retiring from international football. "I'm done," he told reporters. "I've given everything I have, and it's not enough. I can't take this anymore." The news devastated Argentina. Fans all over the country begged him to reconsider. There were protests, rallies, even murals painted with the words, "Don't go, Leo." After weeks of reflection, Messi changed his mind. He said, "I can't abandon my country. I'll keep fighting for Argentina." The greatest comeback. Qatar 2022. By 2022, Messi was 35 years old. Most footballers at that age are slowing down, thinking about retirement. But Messi had one last dream, one last chance at the World Cup. The tournament was held in Qatar, and from Argentina's very first match, it was clear this was Messi's moment. But the tournament started with disaster. Argentina lost their opening match to Saudi Arabia 2-1. It was one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. People wrote Argentina off immediately. They said, "Messi's dream is over." But something incredible happened. The team came together. They won their next match, then the next. They made it to the knockout rounds and kept winning. Messi was playing like a man possessed. Every match he scored, assisted, created magic. He carried his team on his back. In the quarterfinal against the Netherlands, Argentina were minutes away from victory, but the Netherlands equalized and forced extra time, then penalties. Messi stepped up, took his penalty, and scored. Argentina won. In the semifinal, Argentina faced Croatia. Messi scored one goal and assisted another. Argentina won 3-0, and suddenly Messi was one match away from his dream. The final was against France, the reigning World Cup champions led by Kylian Mbappe, a player many considered Messi's successor. The match was extraordinary. Argentina went up 2-0, with Messi scoring one of the goals. But France came back and equalized. The match went to extra time. Messi scored again, making it 3-2. But incredibly, Mbappe scored again, forcing the match to penalties. This was it. Messi stepped up to take Argentina's first penalty. The pressure was unimaginable, the weight of a nation on his shoulders. Messi placed the ball, looked at the goalkeeper, and calmly slotted it into the net. Argentina scored all their penalties. France missed one. And when the final penalty was scored, Argentina had won the World Cup. Maradona's ghost had been laid to rest. After the match, Messi said, "This was for everyone who believed in me, my family, my country, and for my grandmother who is watching from above. I can finally rest now." Life beyond football, the man behind the magic. While Messi's football achievements are legendary, his personal life reveals a man of incredible humility and loyalty. In 1996, when Messi was just 9 years old, he met a girl named Antonella Roccozzo in his hometown of Rosario. She was the cousin of one of his childhood friends. Messi was shy, but he was immediately drawn to her. Years later, when Messi was at Barcelona and Antonella experienced a personal tragedy, Messi flew back to Argentina to comfort her. Their friendship blossomed into love. In 2008, Messi and Antonella made their relationship public, and in 2017, they married in Rosario in what was called the wedding of the century. Together, they have 3 sons: Tiago, born in 2012, Mateo, born in 2015, and Ciro, born in 2018. Messi is a devoted father. Despite being one of the most famous athletes in the world, he prioritizes family time above everything. He often posts pictures of himself playing football with his sons, teaching them skills just like his father taught him. "My family is my everything," Messi has said. "Football gave me everything, but my family gives me purpose." Messi's lifestyle, despite his enormous wealth, is surprisingly modest. He doesn't flaunt luxury cars or extravagant parties. He prefers quiet dinners at home with his family, watching TV and drinking mate, a traditional Argentine tea. "I'm just a normal guy who happens to play football. I don't need anything fancy. I just need my family and the ball," he once said. Messi's humility extends to his charity work. In 2007, he founded the Leo Messi Foundation, an organization that provides healthcare and education to vulnerable children around the world. The foundation has funded the construction of hospitals, schools, and sports facilities, particularly in Argentina. Messi rarely talks about his charitable work publicly. When asked why he helps others, he simply said, "I was given a gift, and I was lucky enough to have people who supported me when I needed it. Now I want to do the same for others." The move to Miami, a new chapter. In 2021, Messi's relationship with Barcelona came to a shocking end. Due to financial problems, Barcelona couldn't afford to keep Messi under La Liga's salary regulations. After 21 years, Messi had to leave the club he loved. The press conference where Messi said goodbye to Barcelona was heartbreaking. He could barely speak through his tears. "This is my home," he said. "I never wanted to leave." Messi joined Paris Saint-Germain in France, where he played for 2 seasons. But it never felt right. Messi won trophies, but he wasn't happy. Paris wasn't home. Then, in 2023, Messi made a surprising decision. Instead of joining another European giant, he chose to move to Inter Miami in Major League Soccer in the United States. People were shocked. Why would the greatest player in the world go to MLS? Messi explained, "I want to enjoy football again. I want my family to have a peaceful life, and I want to help grow the game in a new place." Since joining Inter Miami, Messi has been sensational. He scored incredible goals, led Miami to their first trophy, and brought unprecedented attention to MLS. His impact has been compared to when David Beckham joined MLS in 2007, but even bigger. Messi has said, "I'm not finished yet. I still have goals I want to achieve, and I want to keep playing as long as my body allows." Lessons from the legend. Messi's journey offers profound lessons for all of us. Here are the most important. 1. Your circumstances don't define you. Messi was born with a medical condition that should have ended his football career, but he refused to accept that limitation. Whatever challenges you face, remember, you have the power to overcome them. 2. Loyalty matters. Messi stayed with Barcelona for over 20 years. He married his childhood sweetheart, and he never forgot where he came from. In a world that celebrates constant change, Messi shows us the power of staying true to your roots. 3. Humility is strength. Despite being the greatest footballer in history, Messi has never been arrogant. He doesn't boast, he doesn't seek attention. He lets his work speak for itself. True greatness doesn't need to announce itself. 4. Perseverance pays off. Messi faced injury, heartbreak, World Cup defeats, and constant criticism. But he never quit. When he finally won the World Cup at 35, it was the result of decades of relentless effort. Success isn't always immediate. Sometimes you have to wait years for your moment. 5. Passion over money. When Messi joined Inter Miami, he could have earned more money elsewhere, but he chose happiness and peace instead. He reminds us that money isn't everything. Do what you love. 6. Family first. Messi has always put his family above fame. He involves them in his journey, shares his success with them, and makes time for them no matter how busy he is. Career success means nothing if you lose the people you love. The numbers that tell the story. Messi's statistics are almost incomprehensible. Over 800 career goals, more than any player for a single club. 672 goals for Barcelona, a record that may never be broken. 7 Ballon d'Or awards, more than any other player in history. 4 Champions League titles, proving his dominance in Europe. 1 World Cup, the trophy that completed his legacy. 1 Copa America, ending Argentina's 28-year trophy drought. 6 European golden shoes for being the top scorer in Europe. But here's what's remarkable. Messi isn't just about goals. He has over 350 assists, more than most players score goals in their entire careers. He creates, he scores, he leads, he inspires. One coach said, Messi doesn't just play football, he elevates everyone around him. He makes good players great and great players legendary. What people say about Messi. Pep Guardiola, Messi's former coach at Barcelona, said, Messi is the best player I've ever seen, and I don't think I'll ever see another like him. He's a gift to football. Cristiano Ronaldo, despite their rivalry, said, I have great respect for Messi. He's an incredible player, and what we've done in football will be talked about for generations. Kylian Mbappe, who faced Messi in the World Cup final, said, playing against Messi in the final was an honor. He's the greatest of all time, and I'm just happy I was part of his story. Diego Maradona, before he passed away, said, Messi has surpassed me. He's taken Argentine football to places I never could. I'm proud of him. Even Lionel Messi's opponents respect him. One defender who played against him for years said, marking Messi is impossible. You can't predict what he'll do because even he doesn't know until the moment he does it. The legacy that will last forever. Messi's impact goes beyond trophies and records. He changed the way football is played. Before Messi, the game was dominated by physical strength and speed. Messi proved that intelligence, vision, and technique could be just as powerful. He showed that you don't need to be the biggest or the fastest to be the best. Young players all over the world now try to copy Messi's style, his dribbling, his calmness in front of goal, his ability to make the impossible look easy. Coaches teach their players, watch Messi, study how he moves, how he thinks, how he plays. But perhaps Messi's greatest legacy is that he showed us that greatness comes from authenticity. Messi never tried to be someone else. He never imitated other players. He simply played the way he felt was natural, and in doing so, he became completely unique. In a world that constantly tells us to fit in, to follow the crowd, to be like everyone else, Messi reminds us that our differences are our greatest strengths. His size, which was once seen as a weakness, became part of what made him unstoppable. His shyness, which could have held him back, made him humble and grounded. The final message. Lionel Messi's story is not just about football. It's about the human spirit. It's about a boy who was told he couldn't and decided he would. It's about a family that sacrificed everything for a dream. It's about falling down and getting back up. It's about waiting 35 years for your moment and never giving up. No matter where you are in your life, no matter what challenges you're facing, Messi's story teaches us one simple truth. You are capable of more than you can imagine. Your obstacles are not the end of your story. They're just the beginning. Don't let anyone tell you that you're too small, too weak, too different to achieve your dreams. Messi was told all of those things, and he proved everyone wrong. Work hard, stay humble, believe in yourself, and never stop chasing your dreams. Messi once said, "I start early and I stay late, day after day, year after year. It took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success." Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens through years of dedication and sacrifice. So whatever your dream is, chase it the way Messi chased his. And when you finally achieve it, remember where you came from. Stay humble, stay hungry, and keep inspiring others, because that's what legends do. This is not just the story of Lionel Messi. This is a story of hope, of resilience, of what's possible when you refuse to give up. And it's a reminder that greatness isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. The boy from Rosario, who was too small to play football, became the greatest player the world has ever seen. If he can do it, so can you. Now go chase your dreams and make your own magic happen.